Wondering if we're going to throw it over to a break just yet. It's not going to be, because we are going to be getting a look at our side station matchup here very shortly. It's eUnited going up against Abuelos. Actually, you know what, Jacob? You say, because I tried one time. I sounded like a dang fool, so you say it perfect.
Abuelos y sus Nietos, okay? Grandfathers and their grandsons call, and that just goes to show. I forget everybody that's kind of on the roster, but Chaoz, man. Chaoz is like Tom Brady, man. You can't keep him out the game.
You can't keep him away from the field of play.
You can't keep him out the game, bro. He's like, you know what? I'm done. That same night, he's like, you know what? I'm back.
You know why? You know why Tom Brady came back, right?
Why?
Giselle told him to take out the trash. He said, I can't do this no more. I can't be here doing chores. I'm telling you that much right now. I got to go back and play some football, baby. Just like they got to come back and play on a map 4 on Control District here, and we're coming in live with a big lead early for eUnited. 49, now 50 points on that first hill. Powerz is, he thought he would get that kill off that first shot, but he had to rotate back over. This hill will be noticeably neutralized because 3 players from Abuelos are in the area. Dyslexic pulls up with a teammate now, and they're going to have to rotate back because they're in a pretty bad position here.
See, United stick that very fast, aggressive play style. Shock grenade to get them off the cover to continue their 61-1 run. Off of that first hill, they're just putting themselves, just like in that last matchup, Rise versus Costa de Papel, they really want to cement themselves. When you're going up against a little bit easier of competition, you have to go ahead and make that stuff muscle memory. If you start playing with your food, mistakes will happen in bigger matches.
Now you see again at the bottom side of the screen, Abuelos taking over that hill, now pushing back against the fight here inside of the juice. Powerz has a 2v1, first back A, bounces to the right, won't be able to get that shot on. Now Demise angled out inside of the spawn. Good secondary hill answer, in my opinion, by Abuelos here.
Yep. A fantastic answer back, even though we're talking about grandpas, grandsons. These guys are no stranger to the game, no stranger to reaching grand finals, but Addvers goes down, going for the power weapon. You got to imagine Chaoz just really sacrificed himself to keep Addvers alive. That is one selfless play. Chavii is going to go ahead and get one onto Dyslexic all the way across the map and trying to make this next rotation that much easier. They got 13 seconds on the side of Abuelos y sus Nietos, but they have the time and the power weapon to make it work.
Shots across the middle of the map now, rotating over to that next hill up in the ATM. Powerz goes for the bounce wide, won't be able to get it. 3 players for Abuelos inside, now looking for that next kill. Shot over the top of the drop, will find the kill on a TJ. That'll force Demise to the back bottom stairs. Big shot there on the hip fire, will get enough of a spread to get him down. And a great rotation here by Abuelos. I really enjoy the fact that they were able to rotate over pretty succinctly, get the kills to be able to secure the hill. That was my big worry against a team like eUnited, was are you going to be able to rotate better than they will every single time you rotate around this map? Because a lot of fights go down in the mid-map, and eUnited has been fantastic at those fights in recent memory.
Honestly, though, this is one of those moments here for eUnited. You have such a massive point spread there on hill number 1. When it comes to hill number 2, it's almost like they're letting them off the gas, but what a perfect time to find somebody out of position. But Chaoz, he's trying to make a sneaky play, and it works. Chavii's still down. This is a chance for them to get the revive. He gets another elim. Chavii crawling closer, and they save the day. Shades of Avexis from Rise, as Abuelos y sus Nietos are trying to hold on to as much of the time on the hill as possible, but Solar goes down. Chaoz once more makes a game-saving play to give them the lead and a much larger point spread.
And that's exactly what you need as they continue to mount up these points. You see 2 players for eUnited trying to go through the middle. That's going to be Chavii here. Chavii's going to go for the up A. Won't be able to get it. 2 shot down there in the middle of the map. Solar will find a kill, though, inside of the info. Or excuse me, inside of the juice. They're in info and juice, pushing down the verticality of the map. They know that at least 2 players are stacked up against them from eUnited. Big first shot by Solar, answered by a secondary one, getting the down. Now the kill. TJ will rotate into the bottom. First shot there for the kill. Shot over the top, won't be able to find anything on Addvers. Now goes to the up A as he has the Lancer help from that bottom left-hand side, but ends up getting Lancered out himself by Chavii. Now Chavii, with a defensive play of his own, finds one. He'll be down and done. Shock picked up in the favor of Abuelos. They will be able to play some defense here momentarily and continue to push their point lead even further.
Yeah, I would say I would love to see Chaoz try to go and grab that shock grenades. That way they have more utility. Addvers waiting in the wings for somebody to forget there's an extra player around. Solar's is being that distraction. This is where Addvers tries to peek, catching Dyslexic off guard, but unable to land the kill blow on the other side of the map. A big 1v1 versus Chaoz and TJ, but Addvers not knowing exactly where to go. Demise just oversteps his boundaries. Powerz trying to make a sneaky play, but everybody from eUnited biting off more than they can chew. Another fantastic defensive stop by Abuelos.
Looking for more kills here. Over the top, Solar's trying to put pressure onto these multiple players at the top of the stairs. Addvers is going to push in now with a snub out. Shot in, Solar goes down, won't be able to get the finish. The shot goes out to stop them from pushing into that next fight, and that's beautifully done. And now they have a free run back to the top side of the map, trying to get over to that next hill. Pergola fight will be won early on. TJ goes down. Less than 20 seconds on P4 here. Moving into point 5 here momentarily. Powerz trying to get across the middle of the map after a headshot on Addvers. Will push inside of the juice. Look for somebody to rotate into the Pergola. I believe they need to keep eyeballs open because Addvers just respawned across the map, and that could put a wrench in the retake game plan of eUnited. But thankfully, he has been spot out for his teammates. And now, oh my goodness, what teamwork by Abuelos. That's beautiful to get another kill and to save Addvers.
I'm about to say in the perfect timing, too, because the next power weapons are going to be up. The shock grenade being grabbed by Demise. Drop shot also going to be grabbed by Demise. They're really kind of putting the pressure on Demise to really make use of these weapons. But at the same time, with a shock grenade, that drop shot, those are facilitation weapons. And an elimination with the drop shot. Drop shot's going to go in, unable to connect with the Solar. That's going to be a dud. Chaoz gets a down and an elim onto DJ. The shock not far enough to really make an impact on the Solars. 2 duds back-to-back on the side of Demise. And he even gets the elimination onto himself. Abuelos, he says, Nietos are doing everything right. We could possibly see a game number 5.
Yeah, we could very well see a game 5 here between eUnited and Abuelos. They are doing a fantastic job of trying to even the scoreline, even the map line here in map 4, up over 180 points, getting ever closer to that 200-point threshold. That is so very vaunted for so many teams. It's so hard to even get there. But once you make it, you find yourself feeling oh so good about your chances in the round. On board with eUnited, they are giving up the Pergola for now. 13 seconds left as that next hill will spawn to the bottom left-hand side of your map. You see TJ trying to add damage with the snub. Won't be able to get that down there. Still continuing to add shots. Demise, he wants it down inside of the info. Dyslexic has been called out up top by his lonesome. Shot over the top toward Addvers. Now needs help here on to Solar. Will get help for both of them. Both kills cleaned up as well. 4v2 on the map right now for the solidification of the initial here at that next hill. Beautiful dodge by TJ.
You don't see that every day. Perfect duck. Go underneath that shot. Chaoz trying to do what he can. The pressure's on. They get it down along with Solar. Dyslexic's gonna clean that one up. Chaoz only gets the trade, but he goes back-to-back, taking out Demise as well. They get that position. The next spawn point flank at the perfect time coming out from Chavii. They solidified that elimination onto Dyslexic. DJ is gonna be the last one alive for now, trying to bounce that shock grenade off the wall. I don't know how deep it got, but deep enough to separate Addvers from the rest of his team and pick up that elimination as they cement themselves the lower half of the map. Dyslexic trying to be that flank at the top half of the map. So even though eUnited at one point or another were down 100+ points, they're doing a good job of pulling it back.
eUnited has to continue to be consistent here as they need to get these 70 points pretty inconsequential. They need to make sure that they can get this almost tied up before pushing into that next hill. Powerz will push up now. Middle fight here at the garden. No help from the info, so this is a very dangerous position to be in. Powerz actually puts himself right between another player of Abuelos and his teammates, and that's a good retake. 20 seconds left, gets him to 220 or so. Maybe even gets him back to the 100-point club. You can see already eUnited has rotated over to that cinema. Inside of it, trying to solidify the early rotation into the next hill before they possibly have to give up another set of points over to Abuelos. Here comes the freight train. 3 players from eUnited coming in from the Pergola side of the map. They're going to get kill after kill and be able to secure the initial on this hill.
Top shot not up rather quickly, but the shot grenade is, and that's going to go into the hands of Abuelos. Next rotation, kind of going back to the start here. This is going to be a good spot. Chavii's stuck in no man's land, but reinforcement there just in the nick of time. Chavii's going to go down. They're trying to risk it all to go for the revive. Chaoz is trying to have great target selection. Down on Demise, going to be cleaned up. Great angle, double down coming through. Chaoz, the experienced leader. We kind of compared him to Tom Brady, doing everything right for Abuelos to stop the bleeding because eUnited was doing a good job of coming back.
Now you can see eUnited, they've got to fight back into this ring here as Abuelos has the cinema yet again. Shots on Addvers, full red, goes down as he hops the cover. Good kill there. Now Dyslexic has to get one over the top of that. Won't be able to get it to go. 1v1 inside of the cinema. Now 2v1 as Solar's going to get shot on the right-hand side. And they rotate Chavii into the fight as well. 2v2. There's the down. Chavii has to win one more. Won't be able to get it. 222 to 144. And plenty of time left on this to try to get it to 180 or so. Try to cut it all the way down to a 40-point margin for eUnited. Looking up top, Addvers inside of that cubby corner. Wrap shot by Powerz will miss. Two players rotate back inside of the map. Powerz will go down, but he has a teammate there for the instant revive. Now the pick on the drop in the middle by Chaoz, and they're going to try to rotate him out safely and securely, and they do just that. Jacob Abuelos might win yet another rotation over to P2 as we have officially reset the hills.
Dyslexic with a perfect flank. You talk about my ifs, ands, or buts. It's going to be off to Solar here. Big battle that he is going to lose. TJ steps up big, trying to cement himself. When you see that quick spawn from Chaoz in your mini-map, smaller spawn down low. eUnited is going to have the low portion of the map. Abuelos is going to have the top portion and that spawn point. Interesting decisions here. Demise is going to get that extra bit of firepower in that shock grenade to try to block some players off. You see him rotating it over. Powerz trying to cement himself towards the top side and not let any more of this position go up for grabs. And with that shock grenade, they're just trying to get the points. They still have coming back to do, and that's the perfect play to make it happen.
Looking for another rotation here as we go to the bottom side of the stairwell. Chaoz in the area for the neutralization. Shot over the top. Will get a ton of damage onto TJ. TJ won't be able to answer in that situation. Chaoz will keep the neutralization there. 30-point differential at this given time. Flash out to stop the two players from eUnited from pushing into the juice. Chavii for full red will go down. Powerz waiting in the wing, gets the kill on that one. Solar goes in for the revive, and Powerz chunks Dyslexic. Powerz chunked Dyslexic. eUnited has to roll back. They got to play defense here. Playing into the corner. Shots over the top. Needs to be able to teammate helping out here. Lancer fire from the top from the Abuelos is there. It will ring through, but eUnited, they're going to be a little too late to this punch. I don't know how much more of this hill they can neutralize out.
Better late than ever right now. eUnited doing a good job of coming back at the perfect time. Abuelos, they win that portion of this fight, and they're going to continue on with it. 30 seconds left for grabs here. That's going to be Chavii's for the take. Everybody else in the lobby should be looking to rotate on over because you know that's exactly what eUnited is trying to do. Shock grenade. The drop shot's going to be up, so that's going to be a big weapon being sought at, almost more so than this next rotation because our Abuelos, that could mean a big victory and a game number 5 on our hands.
Looking to try to get this next hill in their favor. There's the drop shot. It's going to be picked. Shot comes out. Won't be able to get the kill. Saving shot from Demise. The revive is there. Both players still up and alive in the middle of the map. They're going to be able to push in through this info if they so wish to. Addvers will push out. He's going to get sideswiped by Powerz, and now Chaoz inside. Going for the back ace. First one on. Gets the down. Rotates up for the single shot chunk. Gets that to go as well. Chaoz, one more big body shot needed to try to get it out on TJ, but he cannot hit him. He cannot hit those shots. He will go down. That'll be a frown. Addvers last alive for his team to rotate in as Chaoz can't hurt you. He's crawling around. He's going to have to kill himself off. And this round will continue. Respawns in for both squads, and it'll be a 40-point differential yet again. eUnited fighting back from the brink.
You see that multiple players getting the information. Powerz on one side of the map. He even got a player slipping in the hands of Addvers, trying to get that sneaky rotation over on the other side of the map. Dyslexic gets 2. Chaoz and Solar is going to be players going down. Chavii gets spotted out, and he's going to be that last player alive. And with that information, eUnited know they can sprawl, they can disperse, they can get everywhere on the map because there's not enough time left for Abuelos to really fight over on that last remaining hill. So it's all next. Eyes set forward, and in the next couple of seconds, eUnited will have stolen that hill away and the potential game number 5.
Coming into this next hill, eUnited, they will have to fight against the defense of Abuelos as one player is inside of the bandstand. 2 to mid-cut here in the middle lane using the verticality of the map. One last player, Chavii, will be up inside of the juice, lancering out anybody that tries to push across this right-hand side of the map. Chavii is getting taken out of that mid-fight, though, as Demise is continuing to pressure him. So Demise is playing a pretty pivotal role, trying to make the defense weaker for the side of Abuelos. But look at that picture-perfect Lancer fire by Chavii. Wins him the day there against 1. And now Chavii wins a 2v1. Chavii could have very well won this map for his squad right there with that big 2v1 fight.
Drop shot in the hands of Abuelos as well. You see it in the hands of Chavii once more. Talking about all the things he's doing, right? He's trying to save the day here. TJ goes down. He can't even pick up that elimination that he got onto Addvers, so he's going to live. 4 players spread across the low portion of the map. Powerz, he's going to be there by himself. They know it. They're trying to go ahead and get that elimination. Give him the man. Go ahead. Demise gets dropped from far away. Powerz gets dropped as well. I would say luckily for him, he was able to take down Addvers. Chavii's getting pressured, and that's Dyslexic stepping up. He goes down, though. Abuelos take the lead back with only 20 seconds to go.
Now Abuelos need 17, now 16, 15, 14. It's counting down every single second. Tick, 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 tick. The clock continues to count down. And may it strike midnight to send us to a map 5. Powerz bounces in, makes the first one miss and gets a chunk, but they secure the other kills, and that will be it for this map. Ladies and gentlemen, Abuelos will win map 4 over eUnited. They will tie this up 2-2, and it will be sent to a map number 5. This off-station broadcasted matchup, this side station brought to the main stage, is only going to get more exciting as we will have a map 5 here in just a few moments for each and every one of you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gears Esports Pro League Day number 2. Jacob MVPR joining myself, Colin the Crow Clark, here in the midst of our side station matchup. In the first matchup of the day was a 3-0 Rise over Casa de Papel. This is Abuelos versus eUnited, and that is all tied up 2-2. You see the replays on your screen for map number 4, District Control, in which Abuelos, they tie it up, and now they will send us to a Clocktower map number 5.
Clocktower, and this is where I usually kind of favor the more experienced team, the team that has shown they have more strategies, but honestly, it's very hard to kind of pinpoint. eUnited playing a little bit slower, a little bit less to the expectations of what I thought they would in this matchup, but on the other hand, Abuelos y sus Nietos playing above and beyond my expectations, which a little bit, it doesn't surprise me. You have Addvers, you have Chaoz, they've reached multiple grand finals between them both, and they have 2 young up-and-come slaying powerhouses in Solars and Chaviis. When things are clicking, Colin, it's clicking for sure, and that's why we have a map number 5 on our hands.
Clicking nice and easy. They've made some pretty hefty team rotations. The only thing that worried me was the amount of comeback we saw at eUnited. They're going to have to clean up some of those mistakes going forward if they want to be able to compete against the best, as you can see on your screen there. It is 2-2. eUnited, a fantastic job in both of their match wins, but as well, you got to give it over to Abuelos with a 6-4 on to checkout, and then 300 to 260. So the score differential bigger in that first map, that first control that eUnited was able to win. Not as big in that second one that Abuelos was able to come away with.
Yeah, so honestly, like I said, I typically want to favor the more experienced team, but there's so much experience on Abuelos y sus Nietos, especially when it comes to these Latin American teams, because they have that deep roots in execution in general. Yeah. They've always played that game type, and they've always been one of those first teams when it comes to strategies, especially trick strategies that are underneath your sleeve. They kind of throw it out in that perfect moment, so it's kind of hard to count them out. But Colin, one of the favorites, casters who love eUnited, what are the kind of things that you think we're going to see out of them when it comes to Clocktower?
I really do believe that right now you've got, if you're Abuelos, you got to play what you're comfortable with. If it's the long shot, you've got to commit. And I always stay with that kind of idea in execution. If you're going to lose playing your strategies, lose playing what you want to play rather than trying to overwhelm or outdo eUnited at what it is they want to do. I think that Abuelos has that ability. I've seen, especially with that last map, they had extraordinarily good utility control. And what I mean by that is being able to throw utility flashes at different times to be able to get kills on players that stayed stunned for longer.
Yeah, instead of, using a random number, instead of 3 seconds, they're chaining together one after another for 6, and then you possibly chaining that next one. And then what I also like is when they pick up their shot grenade, they usually try to call somebody over to pick up that extra utility that is on the ground. Is that going to be too much of a play here on Clocktower? No, because usually when you pick up those frag grenades, you kind of throw them, you kind of get out of that position. But it's just something to really take note of, kind of acting on what you said. It's just always using every single resource that they have. And resource management is going to be important here on Clocktower, because we do see some quick rounds, but we also see some of those rounds where all the utilities thrown in the beginning and then they're out the window. You're forced to play the rest of it dry.
And you're hoping, if you are the side of eUnited, that you're able to kind of figure out a good strategy, a good takeaway strategy of what it is Abuelos wants to do, because they were fantastic kind of pushing the pressure, pushing the pacing of map 4 and really keeping eUnited off their back foot. So they need to be able to continue that same level of how do I put this? They need to be able to continue that same level of domination on this map 5, because what they were able to do dominantly, in my opinion, is keep people off of their marker, keep people off of their wanted positioning. Especially, you saw Powerz go for a couple of long bounces, go for a couple of attempts at those extra shots to the left or the right, the 90 degrees, and not be able to get those kills because of the fact that Abuelos was able to push a secondary player in on that stairwell, get the double shot down with the shotguns. I think that's the worrying factor for me with United, the fact that they couldn't stay close enough together and continue to assert their dominance, assert their will, like they were in so many situations in the major.
Yeah, no, I liked the way you said that. Just kind of seems like that's one of the keys to victory, going against United. Try to separate them, make them play as solos, make them feel like each individual has to play as a superstar at all times. Usually when they're playing their normal game, they play like superstars, but it's when they're forced like it. I feel like is going to be one of the biggest differences here. So bumping into this, I think Chaoz, Addvers, a couple of these guys, they have the opportunity here to run flex strategies. And what I mean by that is kind of throw some smokes, throw some flashes, act like you're picking up that sniper or going for it, and try to down out a player, try to get that early elim and then reset, play it back, and then you could force eUnited to make a mistake.
Well, eUnited, they need to get, I think, a couple of early rounds here. That's one of the other things that might keep them on track to win this map 5. They've got to be able to push out these first couple of rounds, keep Abuelos from really winning these first rounds. A lot of flashes go out early. eUnited goes for a little overload here, trying to get Powerz the sniper. He will get into the area, bounces around, but he's not able to pick it. Powerz was not able to come away with that long shot pick.
I will say, though, they're just quick to react. They didn't get the long shot. They knew they weren't going to be able to go back in for it without having a high-risk, high-reward scenario. Sending TJ down low. They're going to get the frags and a flank. Chavii gets the sniper. Information galore. TJ throws the second one out towards the flank once more. A triple kill for TJ. He gets the ace. TJ makes a massive play for eUnited on Game 5.
And that's what you want to see out of TJ. We talked so much in the major about how much they leaned on Powerz, and now it looks like TJ, he's going to say, look, I'll take some of the heat off of you. That first frag, oh so pretty. The second one right in the right spot to push 3 players into the graveyard and then back gaze out the 4th. I mean, my man was just herding them like cattle.
Yep, great damage from everybody on his team, too, because that made somebody towards the outsider portion of that radius still able to kind of get chunked out by it. Chaoz goes down first, forcing out the revive that allows Powerz to get in with the sniper and out with only 8 down. Quickly revive back up. Addvers falls yet again, but they're trying to go ahead and put that pressure on towards middle pillar. This is eUnited's chance to try to answer back with a call of their own. Powerz connects with the shot, but everybody from Abuelos is going to be able to get out for now.
Abuelos looking to try to make a little rotation here. Nobody dead on either side of the map. Push across the map will be Abuelos trying to pressure out these players on the line. Double shots coming in from the stairwell. TJ and Demise, they started off, Dyslexic gets the first, then Demise with the second. And I love the confidence. He said, my boy's going to have enough shots to make sure I don't die in this situation. Comes away with a big kill there. And then just walks up with his teammate, hand in hand, says, we're going to get this next one whether you like it or not. 2 rounds in, 2 rounds out for eUnited.
Making this one look easy, making it look like you should have never went to a game number 5, but that's kind of something you learn throughout the course of the game. Those mistakes, you got to close them down, because no matter how good or kind of down under you may be, you make a mistake or opening up an opportunity for your opponent to kind of come back as Dyslexic, trying to open up an opportunity of his own. Quick strike on towards that line, flash grenade towards the backside, trying to let Powerz go in for the elimination, but he's not going to get anything. Dyslexic gets dropped for the moment. Powerz towards the backside, he's going to get dropped as well. Solars picks up first blood here in this round.
Looking to get another couple of kills here to try to make sure it's secured in their favor. Demise slides in for an attempted little up A, maybe a back A there. We'll never know because Chaoz chunks him out as he touches the corner. Now pressing up onto Dyslexic. Dyslexic will be tagged up. TJ comes around the front side of the pillar. He's going to get Lancer out. He goes down. Dyslexic all by himself. He falls as well. That will be the round. Abuelos find their first round in map 5. Make it 2-1.
Yeah, if they went down 3-0 there against eUnited, I would have been worried. I would have been very, very concerned. But the fact that they're finally able to show some life, you got the young gun Solar going in and not only getting that first blood, but elimination. Demise had no choice but to try to make a play. And from there on out, it was just all eUnited just getting swarmed by Abuelos. He says Nietos, but I need to see that here again. They need to go back-to-back rounds and tie us up at 2 rounds apiece because this is game 5.
See what they can do here is Chaoz will get the shots over the top. Chavii will push in for the pick on the long shot. And they're going to continue to fly down the corridor, just trying to get into their grill, but Powerz will go down. Dyslexic answers back 3v3 on the map right now. Body shot attempted there. Won't be able to find anything. On board with Chavii. Chavii bounces down to the bottom side, and it looks like the side of Abuelos were trying to get Chavii out, but Demise is hot on their heels. Another one comes through, 3v2. In favor of eUnited, the last 2 players alive are pushing out toward that Torpo. Solar on the car here. Will have to be concerned about his positioning if he gets double pressured out.
Yeah, right now, they just need to keep it slow and steady. Get that first guy out, Solar, close to the car. And then you can go for Addvers afterwards, but it wants to go and peek out onto Addvers first. First frag grenade out. Now they're just jumbling them together. Second one's going to connect there onto a down of Addvers, forcing a revive play. Solar's bites off more than he can chew. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. eUnited will close out the 4th round and go up 3-1 and really take command and control over this match.
Going into the next round, do you think you have to be concerned if you are Abuelos over how aggressive eUnited was in that last round? The fact that they were able to push across that back lane just unbelievably quick.
Yeah, the way they left Chavii there kind of by himself and the other 2 members went out wide, they did not expect eUnited to get that aggressive that quick, and that's something you always got to keep your eyes on in the back of your head. At least put a sticky note so you can remember at the end of the day. As Chavii's going in, he goes down first. Solar's forced to revive out. Everybody is trying to converge, and Solar's goes down first. That's going to be TJ who gets first blood yet again. Count him, 2nd blood. 3rd player's going to go down. TJ gets the 4th down as well. eUnited cruising to a map 5 victory as they have a 4-1 lead.
Cruising and not for a bruising. They're doing a fantastic job here. 2 more rounds to go. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do believe at some point I did see somebody in chat actually call it out. I think I saw somebody call out eUnited 6-1. So that's just a big brain play if it finishes up that way.
They put their channel points where the mouth is, though?
I think they already did.
Oh, damn. Can't say nothing then. Got me beat. They Dyslexic trying to beat somebody here. But Flashes is going to stop an altercation between him and Chaoz. Nobody really kind of getting what they wanted to do, but a misroll by Addvers. Down's going to come in. He's on towards the line, forcing Chaoz to kind of backtrack, giving up that sniper control. But Chaoz goes in. I told you he was waiting for that opportunity to try to sneak out an elimination.
Looking here. Body shot attempted, won't be able to find it. Chavii on the flank here, trying to get shots on Demise. Demise pulls back into the prison, won't be able to get anything there. TJ and Powerz all by themselves in a 4v2 situation. Powerz bouncing down to the bottom. Go for the reload onto the long shot. He's gonna roll to the left here. Looking for somebody to maybe misroll at him, maybe try to slide into a cubby. We'll see both of those players. I mean, everybody just rolling around. I'm sure that's just confusing Powerz. He's like, guys, I know y'all know you know how to bounce, so what's going on here? Why are we rolling everywhere? What's going on with that?
I like how they're at least not trapping themselves into spawn. That's going to allow them, I was going to say, if TJ doesn't go down, to kind of go for rotation after rotation, but he's going to get cleaned up. Job that much harder for Powerz, 2v1. Great for Abuelos, Nietos to not go down here. I just wish they won that last round, maybe playing a little bit more careful because they know how good, how aggressive eUnited is going to play. Nothing is going to be free. Not an inch, not a mile, not a frag, not a sniper. So you have to expect somebody from eUnited around every turn.
I want you to think about your mom.
See what they can do here in this next round. 4-2. By the way, Victor Hoffman wants you to think about little Susie back home and all the other people you're fighting for, and that's why you need to get back out there and get this fight 1 gears, and you see them wrap up inside of these positions, waiting for the push-out possibility. Chavii, quick pick onto the long shot. He'll get tagged up, but not going to go down anywhere. Powerz trying to rotate across the front side of the garden. Won't be able to get anything there. Second shot in. 3v4. Now a body shot on his TJ finds the down there, and that's huge because that allows the over-rotation from Abuelos and try to make this 4 to 3.
Oh, but they quickly trying to stride, catch the players off guard. It worked for a moment, but not for the round as Abuelos go back-to-back, 2 rounds in a row. And I think they've done a good job of at least stopping the momentum. I don't know if they've done a good job of building it on their own so far. I think the next round is going to be telling them that.
Seeing the highlight there, big headshot on a Powerz. I mean, once you take Powerz out, that really does absolutely tip the odds in your favor against the United. I know I talked about how TJ wanted to take some of the weight off of his shoulders with a 4-piece in the first round. He has to do that every single round. He's got to be able to stop the side of Abuelos from taking out Powerz early in rounds and allow them to be able to get some kills.
TJ goes down, instantly cleaned up by Chavii. He's doing a good job of trying to be that tip of the spear, whether it's grabby sniper, getting the elim. Even after Chaoz goes down, because he got that elim, that alleviated so much pressure. Solars goes in. He's trying to be that driving force. It's all up to Powerz, who doesn't get anything other than a shutdown. 4v2 is going to continue with Chaoz having sniper and every bit of control to the Abuelos. Yeah, it's not going to be a comeback. Down after down, closing the gap. That's not going to be a comeback. We got a tie game, folks.
Good job there. It is going to be 4-4 now. Looking for another round, trying to take a lead in this next round because they will possibly be able to take the lead if they get this next round. I mean, that'll be monumental, really. That'll put them in such a dominant position going into the last few rounds of this match, especially on a map 5. See what they do here is they roll out of spawn, pushing up to the top side of the map, 4v4, getting into the next position here. Shots across, smokes out by both teams. Looks like a big body shot from Dyslexic gets that first down, though. Flash will come out to the backside of that pillar looking for another stun. One player down there. They're going to get wrapped up. Chavii misses the headshot there.
That's going to be something he might regret a little bit later on. That's going to even up the tides. Now Addvers going to be stuck on his last down. Great down. They're going to even that one up. Great play by Addvers, who's on his last life, to get that down and clean up onto Powerz and bring this one down to a 3v3. But you can see it. The X-ray cam players from eUnited trying to move down low and grab some sort of weaponry for them to work with.
Looking to try to get another shot here. Won't be able to get it. A lot of players getting downed and damaged, but nobody getting killed off here. Torquebo picked up by Chaoz. 3v3, both power weapons in favor of the side of Abuelos. United with the top side of the map control, though.
Good for United, even though they have the top side of the control. Without the sniper, that's not too much to worry at Abuelos. They're going to get some Lancer, maybe pepper him up a little bit. They're going to have more than enough time to try to get themselves out of position. Colin, I always try to revert to you because I know I don't necessarily always try to pay attention to it. I know it hurts me when we're playing together. Where's this overtime at? Where are we fighting for?
Up top. That's why you've got Abuelos pushing back up top as well. Chaoz with a big pick there onto the Torquebo. Second player comes through now. Just 20 seconds to go, but the back A is there. No need for another one. They'll get the kill. 4 rounds in a row. 5-4. 1 round to go for Abuelos to beat eUnited, and for eUnited to basically start this pro league 0-2. Not something I would have seen coming in to this next split.
Y'all need some help. Let me know.
Oh no!
Y'all need some help. eUnited, let me know.
I'm putting out the hand.
Game 5 right now. You send Powerz in. You flash around his backside. You bait out the kill. Oh no, I'm just kidding there. But hopefully we can make something happen here, so we can go to round number 11. Game number 5. Chaoz flash over the top, trying to get a cheeky play onto Chaoz, but too much damage from the host spot player. Chavii's going in, unable to get the sniper. It's now falling everywhere, left, right. Powerz going in for the elims. The team is there to still pull out the DPS. Up A by Solar to take out Powerz, but before he knows it, he's in a 1v3. Back up against the wall. He's able to survive for a moment, but no thriving for you as eUnited win the round and bring us to a round number 11.
Looking for the possible final round, round 11. Whichever way it goes, that team comes away with the dub, as they are now tied 5-5. 1 final round to go. Rolling out of spawn. It'll be the side of Abuelos versus the side of eUnited. 5-5, getting to the top side of the map. 4v4, everybody coming up here. Nobody going on a flank. Early shots in from Dyslexic, adding in some extra damage. Smokes are going to start to come out. eUnited looking like they might make a play for the long shot. Not going to be able to put enough pressure onto Chavii. They get it down on both players, but the team revives are there. Second down comes to Chavii. They can't get the third. They can't get the third down and out. That's a big blunder. eUnited now has to scramble.
You see how they let Chavii take a couple of those damage shots because of the damage mitigation? Perfect revive by Abuelos, but Demise once again being that leading player down low when they lose up top. But this is where it's going to get hectic. Frag grenades have an opportunity to blow this one loose. Round number 11, both of them towards the back pillar. 2 duds for Demise, but I was wrong. He gets one onto Solar. The go-ahead man advantage on over towards eUnited, but Demise gets dropped. Addvers in the jail trying to move around the host spot. They clean up that one onto Demise. Powerz stuck by himself. But Dyslexic with the flank, Powerz with the play. They win round number 11 and take the series 3-2.
They have got to be wiping their brow right now. That one got oh so close, and eUnited comes away by the hair on their chin to get that win. It took some big clutch plays, but at the end, it was the sheer, and I mean just sheer, composure out of eUnited that wins them that final round, Jacob. There's no two ways about it. eUnited, they don't win that if they don't settle in and hit the shots when necessary. I personally believe they fall because up to that point, the Wolfpack, Abuelos with the team revives, being around each other, the team fire wins them round after round. This time eUnited says, look, we got to clean up some kills, and it all starts with that first fragmentation grenade kill. He damn near gets 2, but 1 is enough to give them enough of a lead, a push for the damage counters to come through for them to be able to win that round successfully. eUnited's composure just too good in that round 11.
Yeah, on the same side, but Abuelos, he says Nietos. I thought it looked like it for a moment. That's why I made the call about both of them connecting as duds. It looked like they were going to give up the position, backtrack to their side of the map, because then at that point, with both frag grenades used, they would have the only power weapon on the map. And then you know how Clocktower goes. Use a weapon to get a weapon, full control over the map. At the end of the day, from the start of the round in the hands of TJ to the round-ending Elim, it was frag grenades that truly made the difference.
You're going to see a ton of team fights in these replays because this execution boiled down to which team was able to support one another better, and in so many situations, that's why it went so back and forth, and then for 4 rounds in a row, I mean, it was in the back pocket of Abuelos to win team fights, and that's why you even saw this thing get as close as it did and go as long as it did.
This is where I got to ask you, I want to be able to celebrate this eUnited win, but after reaching the grand finals, falling short against KCP in our last match, is this at all concerning to you? Or is your eUnited hat on when we come back to camera?
It almost looks a little bit like, to me, what I would almost call this like second place hangover. You get to that grand final, you get so close, and then when you lose, it's like you just don't start on the same foot. You don't start as intense or as good as you were when we just saw you make it to a grand finals. There's like a lackluster performance or two before you start to round out into form, if this is indeed what they're going through.
I can see it. I can definitely see that, Colin, especially if you kind of have your head held high, maybe sleeping a little bit on this roster. Kind of things like this will tend to happen, but just like I said about Rise, eUnited, and any other team that's proven to be the best of the best, it doesn't matter if you're going up against a ranked squad that me and Colin are a part of, or against the defending champion Kansas City Pioneers. These are the moments that you have to use to create that muscle memory, to create that extra bit of chemistry between you and the rest of your teammates. So I like how eUnited, even though it was close, didn't let up off the gas too much to make it scary.
And they do, in fact, get the win. You can see both of the executions actually going very deep in round count, 10 and 11 rounds there. Everything really was pretty much down to the wire. Abuelos, for a lot of people out there that maybe didn't watch their run through that qualifier to come out of relegation, They were impressive in that as well. So this is not a team to sleep on in any way, shape, form, or fashion. They were fantastic. Even last night, we saw Team Queso have to come back. It had to be a monumental comeback, a 299 kind of comeback. Them boys were on the edge of defeat there in Map 4, and they found a way to get a win. So, I mean, Abuelos, to me, they are still on the rise, still on the come up. They are a very well put together team, very chemistry strong team as well. And they're only going to get better with the more reps they get every time they roll out of spawn. So kudos to eUnited for coming away with a win that they are favored in. But also big shout out to Abuelos for even being that strong and that stout. But Jacob, these people should not go anywhere. They should keep their butts in their seats. They should get some more popcorn at the concession. If they're not already fill up, get a new drink, get seated in. It's the Pioneers versus Fury 1 in our next matchup.